Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dive into Seth Godin's The Practice, and it's all built around this one simple, powerful shift in how you think. A shift that can honestly release you from that feeling of being stuck and help you finally get your important work out into the world. So let's get into it. And let's just start with this question right here. I want you to think about that project, that idea, maybe that mission that's been on your heart. What's really stopping you? If you're honest with yourself, are you just kind of waiting for some guarantee that it's all going to work out perfectly? You know that feeling, that need for certainty before you even start? Well, that's what Seth Godin calls the guarantee trap, and it is hands down the biggest reason so many incredible ideas just never happen. It's exactly why we get stuck. I mean, our entire culture pretty much teaches us to demand a sure thing. We want the proven formula, the 5-star reviews, the promise of success before we'll even commit. But here's the thing, the work that really matters, the work that creates change, it never comes with that kind of guarantee. And chasing that perfect outcome is the very thing that paralyzes us. Okay, and this right here gets to the absolute heart of it. See, we spend all our time chasing confidence. But confidence is just a feeling. It's fragile because it's based on outcomes, things we can't actually control. What Godin says we need instead is trust. And trust is different. Trust is this internal, super resilient commitment to the process no matter what the outcome ends up being. And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? Waiting for inspiration to strike, or waiting to be in the right mood, or waiting to feel confident. That's a luxury we just can't afford. Not if the work is important. We have to show up even when we don't feel like it. The work and the people we're trying to serve depend on it. So, if needing a guarantee is the trap, how do we get out? Well, the solution is this really fundamental shift in your mindset. It's all about embracing something called the practice. So, what is the practice? It's a simple but pretty radical idea. You have to fall in love with the process, not the prize. It means you obsess over the things you can control, your effort, showing up every day, being generous, and you learn to completely let go of the things you can't, like the results or the applause or the final outcome. And this, right here, is the huge difference between an amateur and a professional. The amateur waits around to feel inspired, but the professional, they commit to the process, and they actually find their inspiration while they're doing the work. See, it's a total flip. The action creates the feeling, not the other way around. So the entire practice really just boils down to these 4 things. And notice what's so powerful about this list. Every single one of these steps is 100% within your control. There's nothing on here about results or what other people think. It's all about your process. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. The practice doesn't just help you get more work done. It actually changes you. Because it turns out, we literally become what we do. Our actions create our identity. You know, we often think we need to feel like a writer before we can write, or feel like a leader before we can lead. But Godin just flips that completely on its head. He says you don't find your identity and then act. You act first, and your actions slowly build who you are. And this creates this amazing feedback loop. You take an action, you repeat it, and it becomes a habit. And that habit over time starts to forge your identity. You start seeing yourself as the kind of person who shows up and does the work. And that new identity, well, it just makes the next action even easier. It's a powerful cycle. Okay, this brings us to a really critical part of the practice. If you're not doing the work for some big universal applause, then who are you doing it for? The answer, and this is key, is not everyone. Godin shares this brilliant little metaphor he calls the cowboy principle. Think about it. How do you move a herd of 1,000 cattle? The answer is, you don't. You focus all your energy on leading just 10 of them in the right direction. The rest of the herd, they'll follow those 10. This is how all meaningful change starts, not with the masses, but with a tiny, specific group. So the most important question for your work becomes this. Who are your first 10? Who is the smallest possible audience you can serve and connect with and create change for? Stop worrying about the thousands. Just find your 10. And you can see how this principle applies to absolutely everything, from building a business to building a movement. For an entrepreneur, it's those first 10 customers who absolutely love your product. For an organizer, it's the first 10 volunteers who show up. And yeah, for someone planting a new church or starting a nonprofit, it's those first 10 founding members who are willing to go on that journey with you. Change always starts small and specific. So this all leads to the final, and honestly, the most important step. A practice doesn't mean anything if the work just stays on your hard drive. To complete the cycle, you have to do the brave thing. You have to ship the work. And here we go again. Godin flips the script on us. We think we have to be creative first, and then we can ship the work. He says it's the opposite. We become creative because we ship the work. The very act of sharing, of putting your ideas out there for others to see, is what fuels more and better ideas. Shipping isn't about you and your ego or seeking validation. It's an act of service. It's you saying, I made this for you, to that small group of people you're trying to help. It's a generous contribution offered without demanding anything in return. And so we're going to end where we started with a question for you. An idea you keep to yourself is an idea you've taken away from the world. Hiding your work isn't just about being afraid. It's about withholding a potential gift from someone who might really need it. The world doesn't need more perfect ideas locked away. It needs your generous contribution. So, what is the work that you need to ship?